"Dad, it's me. I'm alive," the
Dad?
homeless boy said to the millionaire. What followed was something no one could ever have predicted. A cold, steady rain drifted down over Riverside Memorial Cemetery, soaking the silent rows of graves. Ethan Wills stood alone in front of a gleaming white marble headstone, his tailored black suit untouched by the weather. At 38 years old, he was a man who had everything the world said mattered: power, influence, a fortune that most people could only dream about. In his hands, he held 12 deep red roses, each one representing a year his son had lived. The engraving on the stone cut deeper than any knife. Noah Wills, beloved son, forever in our hearts. 5 long years had passed since the car accident that took his boy from him, yet the pain had never faded. Ethan had built a technology empire worth $50 million, but not a single dollar could buy back the sound of Noah's laughter. Not one could bring back the life that had been stolen. As Ethan bent down to lay the roses on the grave, he heard soft footsteps behind him. He turned slowly and saw a young boy standing a short distance away. The child couldn't have been more than 12. He looked as though life had already worn him down. His thin body was swallowed by a dirty olive-green jacket, stiff with dried mud. Beneath it, a torn gray shirt hung loosely, and his dark trousers were held up with nothing more than a frayed piece of rope. His shoes were so battered and worn that Ethan could see his bare toes pushing through the holes. In one hand, the boy clutched a rough wooden stick, using it like a walking cane to steady himself. Before we go deeper into this story, pause for a second. Drop a comment below and tell us where you're watching from and what time it is in your part of the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe now. Let's continue. But it wasn't the boy's ragged appearance that froze Ethan in place. It was his face. Under the layers of dirt and exhaustion, there was something strikingly familiar about him. The shape of his eyes, the way he stood, those deep brown eyes seemed to reach straight into Ethan's soul. The resemblance was impossible, yet undeniable. "I'm sorry to bother you, sir," the boy said softly, his voice trembling slightly. Ethan felt his chest tighten. "It's all right," he replied gently. "You're not bothering me. Are you okay? Do you need help with something?" The boy swallowed hard, his eyes filling with tears. I don't know how to say this." Ethan moved nearer. "Easy now. Breathe slowly." The child stared up at him, drops blending with water on his dusty cheeks. "Father, it's me." Ethan stiffened. "What?" "It's me, Dad. I'm Noah." Ethan felt the ground sway. "That's impossible. My boy passed 5 years ago. I laid him down right here." "Please," the boy pleaded, his small voice shaking. "I know this sounds insane, but I can show it. Ask me anything. Something only Noah would remember." Ethan's fingers shook. This had to be some heartless joke, yet something about those eyes. "If you're truly my son, tell me about the camping trip when you were 7. The child answered quickly. "Silver Lake Forest. It was your birthday weekend. Just you and me because Mom said sleeping inside tents was awful. You tried to teach me to fish, but I was really terrible at it. I started crying because I thought you'd think I was dumb or something." Ethan felt his heartbeat tighten. Nobody knew that story. "You hugged me and said I was your proudest achievement." The boy went on, tears rolling down his face. "Not your business or your fortune. Me. That night I got frightened by all the strange sounds outside. I crawled into your sleeping bag and you held me. You told me that being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. And then you sang that little mockingbird song, but you kept mixing up the lines and inventing silly ones. You sang it like 5 times until I fell asleep." Ethan's legs folded out. He dropped to his knees in the cold grass, weeping. Only Noah knew that. Only his child. How? How is this happening? Noah bent down too, both of them sobbing in the rain. "The crash. It wasn't me in that car, Dad. It was my closest friend, Ryan. But they told you it was me. But your mother confirmed the body. The officers were certain. Mom lied," Noah said. The hurt in his small voice was impossible to bear. She understood it was not me. She knew I was still alive. Ethan wrapped the child inside his arms, embracing him after 5 long years. "Start at the very beginning. Noah drew a trembling breath. Do you recall the days leading to the crash? Mom told me she was bringing me to Ryan's place for a sleepover. She planned to take me in that aging blue SUV we rarely used anymore. I remember Ethan murmured. But that morning, Ryan's mother phoned and said she wanted to collect me instead. She hoped to take us to the game center first. Mom seemed upset about it, but she agreed okay. So I left with Ryan's mother instead. Noah's tone grew softer. We were heading down that steep hill on Highway 7. Ryan was seated in front because he shouted shotgun. I was in the rear. Then suddenly the brakes would not work. Ryan's mother kept pressing them, and nothing happened. We kept moving faster and faster. A truck crossed the red light at the bottom and struck us. We rolled over and over. I cannot recall all of it, just the sound and the shattering glass and Ryan yelling. If you've fallen in love with this story already, kindly smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories. Let's continue. Ethan embraced him closer, sensing the boy's frame trembling. After the vehicle halted, it lay flipped over. Ryan was not breathing. There were stains all around. His mother was unconscious. I was injured badly, my chest, my skull. Yet I could move. I dragged myself through the shattered glass and hurried into the forest to seek help. Then you met your mother? Ethan asked, a dreadful understanding forming. Noah nodded against his father's shoulder. I heard a car arrive, and I believed it was the ambulance. So I walked back toward the highway, but it was Mom. She was simply standing there staring at the ruined car, at Ryan in the front seat. And Dad, she was grinning. Ethan felt ill. I cried out to her. I said, Mom, help. Ryan is hurt. When she turned around and saw me standing there alive, her entire face changed. She looked very furious, not worried for me or glad I was safe. Only furious. What did she do? Ethan asked, though he was frightened of the reply. She seized my arm hard and dragged me away from the road into the trees where nobody could see us. She was hurting me, but I was too afraid to say anything. Then she stared at me and spoke. Noah's voice cracked. She said, you were meant to be in that car. Ethan felt anger beyond anything he'd ever known. I could not understand. Noah went on. I asked her what she was talking about. She told me she had arranged it all, that she had tampered with the brakes because she wanted to get rid of me. She said I destroyed her life. That because of me, you wouldn't give her what she wanted in the divorce. She said terrible things, Dad. Things no mother should ever say to her child. I'm so sorry, Ethan whispered through tears. I should have realized who she really was. I should have kept you safe. Noah nodded slowly. She told me everyone would believe Ryan was me. She said we looked enough alike, and that after the crash, no one would notice the difference. She said you would accept it because you trusted her and because you wouldn't want to question it. Then she took money from her purse. I think it was around $2,000. She pushed it into my hands and told me to disappear, to run far away and never come back. Noah lifted his face toward his father, those wounded brown eyes filled with pain. She said if I ever tried to tell anyone the truth, she would make sure I really died next time. She said no one would ever believe a small kid anyway. Then she just left me there. She got into her car and drove away like I didn't matter at all. Ethan gently held his son's face between his hands. You were only 7 years old. 7? How did you manage to live through all of that? I was terrified, Noah admitted softly. I stayed hidden in the woods until I heard the sirens arrive. I heard them calling my name. They believed Ryan was me. After they took the body away, I just ran. I didn't know where to go or what to do. I used the money Mom gave me to buy food and whatever I needed. I found places to sleep, in parks, under bridges, anywhere that felt safe. When the money was gone, I learned how to find food behind restaurants and in trash bins. For 5 long years, Ethan said, his voice breaking. My little boy surviving alone on the streets for 5 years. Noah nodded. I found this jacket in a charity box about 2 years ago. It was huge on me back then, but now it fits. The stick is because I hurt my leg badly a year after everything happened. It never healed right because I couldn't go to hospital. If I did, they would ask questions. Why didn't you come to me earlier? Ethan asked softly. I would have kept you safe. I was afraid, Noah answered quietly. I was only a small kid. Mom said she'd hurt me if I returned. I believed her, but then he drew a shaky breath. I saw on the news at the library that she's getting married next month to some powerful judge. And I realized if I don't tell you now, I never will. Once she's married to him, she'll be too strong. Nobody will trust me. Ethan rose up, lifting Noah with him. He slipped off his costly suit jacket and placed it around his son's thin shoulders. Listen to me. You're never going to be alone again. You're never going to be cold or hungry or frightened. You're my boy, and I failed you once. That will never happen again. I just want to come home, Noah whispered. Then let's go home, Ethan said firmly. But first, we're going to the police. Your mother is going to pay for what she did to you, to Ryan, to his family, and we're going to make sure everyone knows the truth. Noah looked nervous. What if she was right? What if nobody believes me? They'll believe you, Ethan promised. Because I believe you, and I'm going to make sure the whole world knows what she did. As they walked toward Ethan's car, father and son together after 5 years apart, Ethan made a silent vow. Amanda would face justice. Ryan would get his name back. And Noah, his brave surviving son, would finally be safe. If this story touched your heart, smash that like button and subscribe for more amazing stories. Comment below what you think should happen to the mother. See you in the next one.